Jen from Scrapping Under the Influence. I am back today with a design team project for Doodlebug. So this time we are showcasing their new shaker fill. Okay, these are the big bottles. They come either in this size or there's a multi-pack that has smaller bottles of all the colors. And then there's going to be seasonal ones or some additional ones that are going to be tied to collections. So these were both for the So Much Fun collection. I have the Bunnies and Chicks that's from Bunny Hop. It's just really fun. They're really nice shaker fill. They're not staticky, which I think is amazing because I make lots and lots of shakers. It's one of my absolute favorite things to make. So what I'm going to show you guys how to do today is to take the Doodlebug SVG files from shop.loriwhitlock.com and use those files to make your own shakers. Now, as you can see, I don't have these on a project because I really don't know where I'm going to use them. Honestly, these I will just kind of set to the side, and when I feel like I need to use it, I will pull it out and use it. But for now, we're just going to go through the whole process of how to make the actual shakers. So we're going to go with something very simple to a little bit harder to a little bit harder. So first up, this is a rainbow from the Fairy Garden collection. All three of these files will be linked at the bottom of the post if you're seeing this on the blog, or on my YouTube channel, I will link to where you can buy these files. Okay, I am doing this in Cricut Design Space, mostly because I'm more comfortable with that, but this is a process you could also do in other design programs. So we've got our little rainbow here from Fairy Garden. We've got our little mountains from So Much Fun, and these are actually layered together, so we've got one on top of the other. And we've got our little cola cup here from Hello Again. So in this one, I've got a shaker within a shaker. So I've got my little ice cubes are their own shakers, and unfortunately one little brown ball got inside that one. And then they're inside our little cola cup shaker as well. So we are going to go through how to create these and how to put those together. So let's get to it. So I'm sure most of you know I love making shakers, and one of my favorite things to do is to take the Doodlebug SVG files and make shakers out of them. So that's what we are going to do today. So I have this cute little mountain range from So Much Fun. I have the little soda cup from Hello Again, and then I have the rainbow from Fairy Garden. So we're going to start with the simplest one. We're going to start with rainbow, okay? So this one, when you look at the layers over here on the right-hand side, there's not a whole lot of layers to this, okay? What I want is to take the clouds, actually back up. So the overall size on this is just about 6.5 inches wide and 5 inches high. So we are going to go, and that's going to make our clouds 3 by 1 1/4, roughly, which is good. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to take the clouds. So I'm just selecting those layers, and then I'm going to come up here on the right-hand side and click duplicate. Okay, so I'm going to move those out of the way. So we've got our clouds. We've got our cloud base. Okay, so what I want to do is on this white part, I'm going to duplicate it one more time. I'm going to do that on each one of them. And I'm going to come up here on offset. And I want to do a negative offset. So what that's going to do is it's going to make a shape inside that cloud. Okay, do the same thing there. And then what I'm going to do is take that, I'm going to slice it, and then we've got our frame. So this will fit on top of there. That will still go back behind just like it's showing here. And we'll do the same thing on, oops, We didn't slice that one yet. Haha. Do the same thing here. And just like that, we have our cloud shaker. Okay. So I'm going to leave I'm going to move those pieces. I'll put that back with this so I can put these in one group. And there's our cloud shaker. So, that's simple. Okay, we're going to go a little bit more difficult with our mountains. Okay, so on our mountains, you can see you've got all your little layered pieces for your trees. You've got your little snow caps, and then you've got your main mountain pieces, which these are actually two separate pieces, which is going to make this part of this one fairly easy. Okay, so again, we're going to start out by figuring out how big we want this. Okay, I don't think it really needs to be almost 10 inches wide, so we're going to make this 7.5 wide. It's going to make it 4.5 high. I'm going to come over here on the layers panel again. I'm going to select the two mountain pieces and I'm going to duplicate them. Okay. I am then going to come down on combine and I'm going to do weld. So that is going to make those pieces one piece. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. Just kidding. We're going to do the exact same thing with this that we did with the snowflakes. I'm sorry, not snowflakes. I was going to do snowflakes. I didn't do snowflakes. That we did with the rainbows. So we're going to do inside offset. We're going to slice. No, go back. Grab the wrong spot. And slice. And then we've got our frames. Okay. So we can delete all of those pieces. So what we'll end up doing when we go to assemble this is we'll have one in the back, we'll have one in the front. But to help us build this whole piece up, we're going to take this whole piece, we're going to duplicate it one more time, and then we are going to weld the whole thing together so we have one solid background piece to build this on. And we are going to make this another color. Oh, don't do that. Okay. I'm going to send this to the back. We're going to put these over here with this. We're going to select the whole thing and we're going to group it. Okay. So there's that one. Now this one we're going to get a little fancy with. Okay. So it is 6.5 high. We're going to go 7 high because we could actually do this and make it into a shaped card with this entire front piece being a shaker. But what I want to do is this. Okay, so I want to copy, I want this teal and the teal. So we're going to duplicate them. And we're going to weld those. Okay. So this is now one piece that we can use to build our shaker frame. Okay. The other thing I want to do is I want to take 2 of those ice cubes. And we're going to duplicate them. Okay. We're going to do our interior offset. I think I want it to be a little bit wider than that. So we're going to make it a very small offset. Oops. So we're going to do it at 1/8 of an inch instead of 1/4 of an inch. That didn't take, did it? Let's try that one more time. It is not liking that for some reason. I did it once and then I hit the wrong thing. Nope. Okay. We're going to try selecting our ice cubes one more time. Well, let's try saving what we have so far. This may not work the way I wanted it to. There we go. Aha. Perfect. Okay, there we go. It just was not liking it being typed in. So we're going to slice and slice again. And then what we're going to have is going to be a shaker within the shaker. Okay. So those will go inside. And then this will be out over the top. Okay. So let's group that all together again. We're going to save it. And then I am going to cut these and we'll assemble. Okay, so I forgot one step. We need to make our acetate layer. So I'm going to take this little welded piece that we made and copy it. I'm going to go to contour and I'm going to hide the inside contour. So this will now cut as a solid piece. And I'm going to make this dark gray so that I know this is my acetate. Okay. On our clouds, we're going to take that main cloud piece and duplicate them and make them this nice dark gray too. And then we'll do the same thing with our mountains. This one and this one, we're going to duplicate them. We're going to make them a nice dark gray. I'm going to save that. I'm going to go to make. And since I have cut everything else, I'm just going to cut that one spot, or one mat. I know what I'm trying to say. I am going to use just regular acetate. I'm not going to use the heavy Doodlebug acetate because with this, I don't think it's really necessary. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these and I'll be right back. So I have 3 trays. I have our pieces in each tray that they go with. And just adding the acetate pieces in here. And then we can get going. All right, so let's do our simplest one first. So this is going to be our little cloud. Sorry, rainbow. Cloud shaker, rainbow, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to put all the cloud pieces to the side. And I'm going to go ahead and assemble my rainbow. So, I'm going to go like that. got our base. I am going to go ahead and, so I ended up cutting the outline of the cloud out of petite print. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can do these one of two ways. I tend to use score tape to adhere the acetate piece. But is entirely up to you. You can use glue, however, it's going to take longer to dry because you are doing it on the acetate. So I don't tend to do that if I don't have to. I tend to do the score tape. So this is 1/8 inch. Even though I know my border's at least 1/4 inch, I don't want to run the risk of having tape out where I don't want it. So I will go ahead and do it this way. And I'm putting it on the wrong side because of course I am. Because I am not paying attention and it has been a long week. Okay, let's turn that over. Okay. This side, this is the side we want this on. And, you know, I could tear like little strips. If I'd really been thinking ahead, although I don't think I've tried it with the Cricut. I've done it with like dies. I think I could probably have put like an adhesive sheet on the back of the piece that I cut these out of and done it that way so that the adhesive would already be on here. But I don't know that I've ever actually tried doing that with the Cricut. I think I did it with the Silhouette once, years and years ago, but I haven't had a Silhouette in a long time. So, I have to try that one of these days. I'll have to do something like really intricate and see what I can come up with. I would think that would work if your adhesive sheet were thin enough. I know the paper that's on the back of like the score tape sheets would be heavier and probably make it a little bit harder to do. Okay. So as you can see, as I bent that around there, like the backing is popping off of this, which is fine. So I'm going to pull that off. And because this acetate piece, let me move my light so it glares off of that so you can really see it. This acetate piece and the cloud are the same size, so I don't have to worry about it being too big or too small. It is going to fit exactly behind it. And once I have it down, I'll just take my bone folder and go around like so and push it down. So there you go. And I did get slightly off when I lined it up, but that's okay. It's not going to matter in the long run. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Okay. So again, because these are the same size, I'm going to go ahead and find my foam tape. And in this case, I'm trying to think if I want, yes, I do. Okay. Foam tape strips. Okay. These are 1/8 inch. I have 1/4 inch. I think 1/8 is going to be best. So I'm going to do the exact same thing on here with the foam that I did with the score tape. Now, the foam tape will kind of act like it doesn't really want to go where you need it to go. That's really more the backing on the foam tape than the foam tape itself. Scissors, there they are. Okay. So, I think we need two layers of this. Okay. You can, with the Cricut, also use Fun Foam and cut that. My only hesitation with that is it doesn't always come out the exact size. It tends to kind of stretch it, and then it ends up bigger than your actual project, which of course is not ideal. Okay. There we go. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to take the white, Lily White shakers. Go ahead and pull the back off of this. I'm going to pour some of these in here. And I have noticed I used these on a project over the weekend. Or no, earlier this week. And they don't seem to be staticky, which, as someone who has made lots and lots and lots of shakers, that to me is a huge, huge deal. Okay. Because I'm just going to burnish this again. One of my biggest issues with shakers, especially like sequins and whatnot, is they're all staticky and they tend to stick. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on the back of this one. I'm going to find its little gray shadow layer. And then we'll put it down on the base of our rainbow. Okay. That will line up right in there. And there we go. We've got one side done. I'm not going to make you sit through the second one, but you'll do the second one the exact same way, and then you'll have your little rainbow shaker. Okay. All right, so let's look at our little mountain range. Okay. So it's going to be the same basic idea. This one, however, to build the shaker itself is going to be easier because the shakers themselves, or the mountains themselves, are a nice triangle shape, so it'll be much, much easier to do these. Okay. Except, I think they got turned. I think he goes there. No, couldn't be. He goes over here, eventually. And he goes here. Okay. All right, so we're going to do the exact same thing again with the tape. And again, because it is, let's try that again. That got all crooked on me there. Of course, now it wants to stick to my hand like the world's ending. Okay. And in this case, because I do have nice straight lines of this, I am just going to tear it off and do the next line. Okay, I'm going to find my acetate piece, make sure we have it lined up the right way. go ahead and pull the backing off of our tape. Okay, I am on this one because it is a bigger piece, starting just on one side. Lay that down, and then I can come in here at this end, maybe. And there we go. Easy peasy. Okay, let's do our other piece. Okay, so the assembly for the mountains themselves is going to be the exact same process that you used for the little clouds on the rainbow shaker, with the tape and then the foam tape, and assembling those two pieces together. I did use 2 layers of foam tape on both halves of, or both mountain pieces, when assembling these as well. And I used a mix of the ice crystals and the flurry shaker. So you have the white snowflakes and then the blue and purple snowflakes in there as well. When you go to put the little snow cap piece on, just glue that just on those outside edges that are going to touch cardstock to cardstock. And then, and this is going to be the tricky part. So these are layered on top of each other, okay? So what we want to do is put this one down first. And this is why we went ahead and built or added a little base layer to this one, okay? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take normal foam tape, assuming I have some, well, oh, there it is, okay. I'm going to take normal foam tape and I'm going to put it down on my base. Okay. All right. And then this, we're going to line it up, set it on top of that. I am going to put glue along right here and right here. Pull the backing off of this. And then we'll just line this up right there on the top and press it down. Okay, so then you've got your layered up shaker, and the next thing you would do is just go ahead and put your trees together. So there are 2 little trees here, which I don't know that I'm going to use both of them because I think they went kind of like that. But you would just layer up your trees and attach them. If you decided you didn't want the trees, just go ahead and trim that off. And there is that shaker. Now, this is the one where we're going to get fancy. Ish. Fancy-ish. Okay. First up, we're going to build our window for our cup. And again, on this one, we do have nice straight lines. And up on this top section, I am going to do wider tape. Okay. All right. So this piece and this piece are the same size, so they will line up exactly. Okay. Go ahead and get our backing off of these. And then we can just lay this down here. Kind of. All right, so there we go. Okay. Now we've got two of this piece that we can just layer up on here to give it some dimension. We've got this little piece that's going to go on here just as a contrast piece on the actual cup itself. And of course, I cannot get it to hold still, so I can get glue on there. Okay. All right. There's that down. Put this one on here. And this one I'm actually going to use thin foam tape just to give it a little bit added dimension. Yeah, see, this is such a cute file. Okay. All right. So there's that. We've got this little cola piece that goes across like that. We'll worry about that last. And move that to the side for right now. So then we've got ice cubes. And my ice cubes I ended up cutting out of a petite print again. So I've got two full-size ice cubes. I've got four full-size ice cubes. Two of each pattern. Which I don't think is what I had intended to do. I thought I had cut a little frame piece out of just plain white. Apparently not. You know what, though? It's okay. Because we'll do that. We'll do this. And we'll do this. Oops. Okay. And I didn't cut those. I know what I was doing. Okay, sorry. Getting completely sidetracked here. Okay, so what I wanted to do, and I don't know for sure if this is going to work, but we're going to try. And if not, it will be easy enough to undo. Okay. I'm going to take two of my ice cube bases. And I'm going to do my little edge. Like so. Okay. And I do want this right to the edge of that piece. because again, the little frame piece that goes on top of it is the same size and will line up at the same point. Okay, so let me actually, I need to look at how this sits. Okay, so when we have our drink, okay, this one, this darker brown, is going to go centered up to the top. Okay, like so. Okay. Actually over just a teensy bit more than I should be. Okay. All right. So we're going to have one ice cube that's going to sit down here. We're going to glue that one flat. We're going to have another one that's going to sit about here. We're going to glue it flat. Then these two, we're going to try, and let's see if this is even going to be deep enough. If not, this is going to be a little bit different than I had intended, which will still be okay, but we may need a second row on this. I don't know. Nope, they're not deep enough. Okay. All right, not a problem. So, slight change of plans. What we're going to do is we're going to put these two in here flat. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and keep going around one more time on this one, and then 2 times on the other one with the foam tape. That needs to be lined up better. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing on this one. It's a process, I will say that. But if this one works out the way I'm hoping it will, this is actually going to end up being a really cool element. I'm actually still missing one piece, I think. Okay, set those aside. So, we're going to build up our edge here. Here. I actually needed one more acetate piece for this that I'm going to have to take a second and cut here in just a minute. Okay. Actually, no I won't, because we're going to adapt this just a tiny bit. So, I actually didn't notice this until just now, but we've got an opening back here. So what I'm going to do is run tape across the top here. See if I can use up the rest of my little scrap pieces here. Aha, there we go. Okay. And then I'm going to take a little piece off of this. Actually, that piece right there where it cut will be perfect. So I'm basically going to make a channel on here for this to keep everything in where it's supposed to go. Like so. Okay. So, the other thing that we do need to do, we need to attach this little gray piece to the back side of our straw, which nobody's going to see the back of this, so it's okay. This is mostly to reinforce the straw. Although I'm not sure why we have two of these, but that's okay. This will just be some additional reinforcement back here. Okay. This will then, of course, go on here like so. So up on this piece, we do want our normal foam tape. so. Okay. And we have all of our little, those two little pieces we don't need. We've got all these little teensy pieces. So we have all these little white dots that are supposed to be like bubbles. But I think I'm going to actually find some shape sprinkles. Give me 1 second. The Lily White shape sprinkles in the glittery. What are these? White glitter. Oh my god, I'm telling you, I knew know what I'm doing, I promise. Okay. Oh, wrong end. So we're going to want down here. This too, we can make them different sizes. Okay. Another little one in here. And one more over here. Okay. All right. So then we just need to put our straw together. I don't know if they intended for you to like do this all the way down behind. I kind of think that probably was the intention. I am not doing that. Got a little bit more of that one. Okay. One more down in here. Like so. Okay. Good enough. All right. So now, shaker. All right. I want... Hold on a second. Nope, that's not quite small enough either. Okay, we're just going to have to be careful. I want a few in my ice cubes. It's okay that a couple are out there. Because actually we'll do some white ones out here. And then we will do the bonbon as well. Okay. Now, moment of truth. I am going to take some rubbing alcohol, clean off the back of this, because it did tend to pick up a lot of like fuzz. Okay, I'm going to line it up on the bottom and follow that on up to the top. Oh, damn it. I knew I was missing something. Okay. Before you do that, so you don't have to fight with it like I'm doing right now, which thankfully it's cooperating with me. Make sure you take the backing off of your ice cubes as well. Okay, there we go. And down. Get our piece up here. And I am actually going to run a little bit of glue on top of that little spot there, which at the moment we will not see it after it's totally dried. Then we can take our two ice cube toppers and they can go on top of the ice cubes themselves. And because I have time to let this sit, I am going to go ahead and just use liquid adhesive on those. Oops. And then I'm going to do that, apparently. Oh my gosh, seriously. This is why rubbing alcohol and shakers are your friend. Okay, there we go. And then we will go ahead and burnish around our edges. And last but not least, we will adhere our little cola, which it's supposed to sit about right there. Okay. And that is going to sit right about like so. Okay. There you go. Shaker and a shaker. That's a new level of crazy even for me. All right. So we've got our cola, our mountains, and most of our rainbow. But that is the basic idea on how to build your own shakers from Doodlebug SVG files. I'm not sure why that's there. But as always, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you end up making a shaker of your own, please share it with me and tag me on Facebook or Instagram at Scrapping Under the Influence. I would love to see it, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!